Welcome to MyWealth Show. I am Jojo Escobar, your host, bringing you meaningful perspectives of all that is good and all that is true about wealth. Today we feature a businessman who is in the retail industry. His name is Mr. Joseph Kimseng. Joseph, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Tell us about yourself before we talk about your business.
Well, you mean starting from the beginning?
Yes, so that we get to know you a little better.
Yeah, actually, I'm really I was born here in Cebu, and I'm really a Cebuano. And then during my college years, so I am actually a chemical engineer. So people will always ask me, why are you an engineer and then you're doing business?
Yes,
something like that. And then later, in my early days, I was working in Manila for 8 years, and then I went to Hong Kong, and then I've lived there for about 15 years. And then after that, usually when you're an OFW, you really dream of coming back home. So you try to save some money, and then once you've saved some money, you want to come back, do a little business.
Okay, hold on. So that we can understand you a little bit better. You work in Manila?
Yeah.
What field?
I was in the quality department. I was working as a quality assurance supervisor, and then later when I went to Hong Kong, I started out as a quality engineer.
So
I was basically
that's related
in the
to your
I was working in an electronics firm, so being a chemical engineer, so people expect you to be in a manufacturing plant.
Right,
but
right.
then this one was in semiconductors.
But it's still engineering. So it's
still engineering, but a little bit of the chemical side. It's more of electronics, and there's a little bit of chemical because we have a solder plating, and we have chemical processes as well.
Okay.
So we could still apply, but it's more of well, I was more in the quality department, so it's more of the quality principles, quality assurance and quality control, statistical process control, Six Sigma, and all those things, all those stuff.
Okay. So you were able to apply the concepts of engineering in that work?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was able to apply.
And in Hong Kong, the same thing too?
Same thing in Hong Kong, still semiconductor, and then I've been there for 15 years, all quality. I was the quality auditor, I handled statistical process control, and then in the later part, I was already in customer service because quality actually evolved from just plainly implementing quality principles in the factory. You also have to have customer quality.
Okay.
So I was already handling both customer service and quality assurance.
That was the time when you started getting exposed to the customer?
Yes. And then, of course, when you're dealing with the customers, then you have to have this personality to, of course, when you have customer visits, you have to take them out, you have to,
Right.
So it really exposed me well in dealing with people.
What made you decide to suddenly, because that sounds like a very good career, no? You've had a long tenure in that industry in both the Philippines and especially in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And what was the turning point? What made you think about, okay, I want to go back home and start a business?
Every dream, it's really funny because once you're in the Philippines, you keep trying to apply abroad, right? Abroad. But once you're abroad, you try to go back home. In fact, all of my friends, mingaw. All of our friends there, we always look forward in the future that we will be here back in the Philippines because we always say there's really no place like home. So what we're really thinking about doing was establish a business in the Philippines so that we can all come back here.
Was it part of you being a Cebuano that somehow made you restless and wanted to go back home? Because I have nothing against other people in different parts of the Philippines, but of course the Cebuanos are really known to be cut out for becoming entrepreneurs. No?
Probably because right now because when I was in Hong Kong, there were about 12 Cebuanos. They were from Manila and they were Cebuanos, and so that's why. And of course, normally the Filipinos will always group together, so the Tagalogs will be here, the Cebuanos will be here.
So regional.
And then most of the Cebuanos, some of them they're still abroad. Some of them are already in Singapore, but I know some of my friends are already back here in Cebu, retired and then came back. And some of the ones left there were basically, maybe you're right, from the other regions of the Philippines. They're still there. They don't believe in coming back home. They don't believe, maybe they really want to just die there or retire there. So maybe you're right. The
So,
smart
so what
Cebuano.
was the turning point? What?
Well, for my case, it was more of personal because in Hong Kong, education is very expensive. So I had to bring my daughter back to,
Okay.
to Cebu to
You have to
study.
consider.
We had to consider
studies for the
that.
children.
Yeah, so my wife and my daughter came back first, and then she started growing up here. And then, of course, being Opus Dei, it's really difficult to be, though, to be away from your family. And then it's like you have to be with your family. So the one that triggered me to come back was really to be here with my family.
Okay, very nice. And then, what made you? What was the? What were your decision considerations or parameters that said, hey, Joseph, it's this year, it's this time.
Well,
I've had enough. I've already saved enough. What was
in Hong Kong we have what we call, if you have met a number of years, you can already retire early.
Yes.
So I was about 15 years. We have, I think, 12 years we can already retire from our company.
And you can even get residency there, right?
I am already a resident of Hong Kong.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you only have 7 years, so I'm over the residency status. So the only thing I was after is getting the retirement benefit. So I had to wait until 12 years. And then when it was the 12th year, then that's the time I started, maybe I should go home, And then, of course, you extend, making the decision is a long process. So extended about 2 or 3 years. So it became 15 years before I finally said, yeah, I have to go back home.
Okay, so the retirement benefits and, of course, the proximity to Cebu.
Yeah, it's very
Diba?
close. And most, because I was already doing business here at that time, and I was already buying products in Hong Kong and China.
Oh, hold on. When did you start getting into business? While you were still in Hong Kong?
Well, I was still in Hong Kong. I was already coming back and forth.
You already were
we
doing
set up
business?
we had a store. So I was doing the buying there and then bringing them here. And the only good thing before that time, the conversion rate was 3 pesos to one Hong. Oh no, was it the opposite? Or was it 3 to a Hong Kong? The conversion was low, so Hong Kong was still very cheap that time.
Yes.
So you can bring products easily.
Yes.
Now,
and at the
least,
time, it was also to bring imported stuff.
Yes.
People were hungry for imported stuff.
And then for the brands.
And the brands.
Yeah.
Correct. So, tell me about why that was the kind of business that you got interested in. What were the considerations?
That was what me and my wife always wanted to do. We always the okay king and queen. We always go when we go abroad, when we go to the States, we go to these discount stores and then we just run through stuff.
So it's in
and
your
then
blood.
We buy,
It's in your blood that you enjoy.
That's it. That's
looking
right.
for great finds and good value,
and then we really go through the stuff. Unlike some that they just go look what's on display, but we really go through.
You enjoy that part.
Yeah, just like the term okay. We really do okay.
Okay. So in Hong Kong, there were a lot already of those things.
There were
also.
a lot of those things, and then in the States more, right? You have a lot of factory outlets, and then we really go to the factory outlets. And then in Hong Kong, we go to, the night markets.
So it was part of a natural flow in your part because you enjoyed doing that.
And the only good thing about it is you can buy and then you can still sell it. Meaning, you don't. Sometimes that's why I said buying is an expense, right? If you use it, but then you buy for selling, so you enjoy buying and then you sell it, you earn money.
That's a nice formula.
Yeah.
So you had 18 years in Hong Kong?
15
years in Hong Kong. On which year did you start deciding, okay, I'm going to start a little bit of a trading business, bringing in stuff from Hong Kong?
1990 something, 98 or 99, and then 2000. Then I came back 2001, I think, 2002.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the name of your business already changed then?
It wasn't changed yet. It was Ginges. It was a mix of my parents' name, my mother's name, and my father's name. So it was called Ginges.
Where was this?
We started in Mango Square, 3rd floor. We were there. That was our first store. But actually, the one that encouraged us to open a store because we joined a bazaar from Cebu International School, CIS. We
Yes.
joined the bazaar. The response was so great. We made a lot of money during that bazaar, and then people were asking us, "Do you have an outlet? Do you have a store here in Cebu? Because so that we can go." But that time we were just coming from Hong Kong, so what we did, we found a space in Mango Square. We opened up, so people could just go there anytime, and don't wait for the bazaar.
Okay. Let's take a pause for now, Joseph, and then we will talk about the phase 2 of your journey in business.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. We are going to get back on the story of Mr. Joseph Kimseng, owner of Chains Store.